Welcome to Kaizen Time, part of the Blood, Sweat, and Business podcast, where we provide constant improvement to businesses through timely, actionable financial solutions. Do you want answers to your financial questions? Email us at bsp@kaizencpas.com. I'm your host, Mark Valesky. Now let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Kaizen Time. I'm joined by Pierre, senior manager and mentor, also refers to himself as the old guy.
Thanks, Mark.
You're very welcome. Pierre.
What were we talking about?
So since you've been doing this for such a long time, you've seen a lot of businesses over the decades.
Nice, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So over these decades, you've probably seen how prices change within the companies that you service, right?
Yes.
So would you say that it's just the way things are? Like, so this is kind of prices increase over time.
They do.
Simple.
Think about 69-cent cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
I honestly
do you
think
even
about
remember
them
that?
often.
Yes, the 69-cent cheeseburgers was when I was in high school.
Well,
now that
that
same cheeseburger is now over $3, right? And we accept it, and that's life right now. So even commodities like cocoa, cocoa was super cheap and readily available, and they put it in everything. Now, because of over the last few years, there's like a crop failure and some diseases in the market. The price of cocoa has really gone up quite a bit since 20 years ago even. So
a few things I want to touch base on. The cheapest I ever got a cheeseburger was $1. That was, I think, they had $1 days or something.
Oh, wow. So you're much younger than I am. I'm sure there are people out there like, I remember 25 cents. I don't remember that.
But here's the thing I really want to focus on. Yes, the prices go up, but there is a limit. You don't just throw them up to however high.
No.
There is a level where the market says, no, you're being ridiculous.
Too much, yeah.
I'm not paying $20 for this cheeseburger. And also, I do want to touch base on, and don't want to forget, shrinkflation is a thing too.
Yes.
Because that cheeseburger you were getting for 69 cents probably was larger and more delicious, and probably contained more meat than what we're getting for $3.50.
Exactly. And you see that in candy bars, the cocoa, that smaller. Mm-hmm. You see it in cereal boxes. You see it in ice cream. Mm-hmm. You used to buy a gallon of ice cream. There was a half gallon of ice cream. Now it's 1/6 of a pint or some mathematical craziness.
Or the bag of Lay's that's mostly air.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Not to pick on Lay's, but I am. Okay, so let's first
Lay's.
get into price.
Okay.
Do you have a system where you say this is probably how much we should go by? Do you just match inflation? Do you have some kind of metric?
So we don't have a metric. The metric is buy what you do, right? If you're selling aluminum and the price of aluminum is through the roof, you're going to raise your prices more than the restaurant that is buying chicken. Chicken a couple years ago did go through the roof. But what I'm talking about mostly is the fear of raising prices. So the metric that we all have, especially as accountants and other service people and everybody, is that if I raise my price $1, all my customers are going to go away. And that's simply not true, especially when they know everything else is going up around you. But that doesn't mean, prices are up, I have to charge you more. Provide the good service and charge enough so that you can stay in business. That's the metric. Don't just start on the wall. Mm-hmm. Do the math, have good numbers, pick a number that keeps you in business, because people want service reliability and they want you to be there the next time you come in, whether it's for a cheeseburger or your car to be repaired or your accountant, that type of thing.
So a few things I want to throw up, because we've talked a little bit about raising prices before. Mm-hmm. So there's a few things. One, like the accounting firm here, you have clients that I don't want to say they have a subscription model, but they every year they decide to whether or not they want to continue service, and then they look at the price, and that is what it is. In different businesses, so for example, my own business, I work in the wedding industry as well, and usually my customers they're only getting married once.
Hopefully,
I hope they only get married once. I hope for them, not for my own personal business, because I want to keep. Sure. I don't want repeat business in that area, but I do get referrals. So that said, I think it's worth noting that, hey, your price still needs to be within the realm. of where you were before. So by that, I mean, hey, if you are known as being the cost-effective person or the economical one, that is your realm, as where you live. I'm sure there are premier people who do your business as well. As long as you are still within that area, your business is still fine. But the second you go from, hey, I'm the cheapest to no, I'm the most expensive, that's going to be a big issue. Because that is taking away from your base. Your base knows you as this. You don't see Dollar Tree selling stuff for $50 yet.
Yeah. But you see Dollar Tree everywhere, right?
I do see a lot of Dollar
Trees. So that's a good point. A lot of people say that if you don't have to be the most expensive. We are not the cheapest accounting firm. We're also not the most expensive accounting firm. But what we do each year is we go through our costs and our expenses and see if we're making money or not. And if we're not, we have to adjust our prices. Because if we don't adjust our prices, we will have shrinkflation in the fact that we'll have less accountants here to provide services to you. If we can't afford to pay employees to come here, then we can't service the people who are here. So you want to try to make a good product, whether it's, like I said, repairing cars, making sandwiches, doing accounting. Make a good product, and people who value the service that you provide them, they're going to pay the price that you provide. But to your point, if you start tripling and quadrupling your fee, they can't afford it. But if we have enough clients who can afford, if we run out of resources and we have to charge more and more, we'll keep servicing better the clients we charge more to, and the people who aren't being charged much, we will let them go shop somewhere else.
One thing I want to say is if you run a business, you should really ask your customers, when they get into the price, to be, oh, this is all of a sudden so expensive, and just say, would you rather we go out of business? Because then you won't get any service.
Yes.
You can go find a brand new accounting firm, and that all of a sudden is going to be a huge issue. And again, I'm not saying to strong arm clients and make their life terrible so that you can increase your prices. No, but you still need to, as a business owner, it is your responsibility to ensure the health of the business, correct?
Yes.
Right? And unfortunately for everyone, in many ways, raising prices is just part of that.
It certainly is. And you want to change, as a business owner, you want to change your mindset from, can I raise my prices and keep my customers? Your mindset should be, if I don't change my prices, can I stay in business? Can I still provide the same service as I would if I had enough money? Like, effective businesses attract effective employees. If you can't afford to pay them, your quality of your product is going to suffer. If we have 3 people that can do the job and do it right versus one person trying to cover the job of 3, mistakes will happen, timelines won't be met. Same thing in your repair shop or your restaurant. If you can't get people out, if you only have 1 wait staff and only 1 cook and you have a ton of people won't go there because they can't afford it. So they want you to be in business. I got a hand-me-down bow and arrow from my son. Hand-me-down, Dad and Mom bought it for son. He got too big for it. It just so happens to fit Dad, right? So anyway, we go to this bow shop.
Hold on, is it a compound bow?
This is a compound bow, yeah. So I just learned hunting. Let's be clear. So compound bow, I could never draw his back as far as he could. He's 6'3". I'm just under that. And I could never pull it back for it because he's so tall. Anyway, so he's too big for this. It works for Dad. I went and had it restrung. The guys were super nice. And I needed to get some arrows for it. And my buddy who was with me, he was a little bit of, hey, be careful. They make all their money on the arrows. And I said, great. I want them to make money on their arrows because they made no money restringing this bow and setting the weight to fit me. And they took the time to do that. So I want them to be here next time when I do something different. So I'll buy those arrows there. I don't care, and it's a commodity. Arrows are a commodity. I don't need them. Although the price of meat, I might need them more and more. and I said, that's great. I will get all my arrows there so that they'll stay in business because they did such a nice job. And they didn't hassle me on pricing it, but I know that they're doing a good product out there. And I just met them. So the first date with them, I want to buy those arrows. I don't care what they charge from. I hope you're not listening right now and overcharge me. But the point is, like when you go to the doctor, you don't shop around for doctors. You want to be fixed, right?
You can't really shop around doctors either.
When I go
to my doctor, I'd be like, well, how much is this visit?
Yeah. Is there do you know the guy in the corner that will see me for less than that? Yeah. So any business that you're owning, you have to think of it as not, will my customers leave me if I raise my prices? Is it, can I afford to not raise my prices? And that's the mindset you want to have. That's the matrix you're looking for. And that starts with having good numbers, having good reports, having a nice shop that's profitable so you can keep employees so you can make that good money and those good jobs for people.
One last thing as we kind of wrap this up. Those who run a business understand this.
Yep.
But a lot of the people, the majority of the world is not business owners.
Yep.
Most of them are people who work for a business.
Yep.
So I just have like a little list of the things that, everything goes up by price. So just think about this when you're saying, oh, well, my cheeseburger went up an extra 25 cents. So they're paying for the wages, the insurance, rent, software, fuel. Fuel is the gigantic one right now.
Yep.
Right? The equipment and supplies. And all of these actually almost all of them tie into the fuel too, because all that stuff has to get here.
Hamburgers don't walk there by themselves.
No, they don't, unless you bring the hamburger.
You got to bring it with you.
It's actually there. And yeah, it is the way it is, unfortunately. And it's difficult because what people are bringing in is not always matching the price increase that people are paying for their burgers.
So a lot of business owners also think, let me not raise my prices right now. Let me get some goodwill with my customers. And that can cost them dearly because they are sliding backwards. And just like I mentioned before, when you slide backwards, you're losing money, and you can't keep up with the people who are, they still want their service, but you now have less people, so you get more complaints, you make more mistakes, you won't have the product they need. So it's important that you're addressing that. So, and people think, oh, that'll get me some goodwill. But that's not how people keep score. They're not going to come back and be like, I remember in 2026 you didn't raise my fee, and you didn't raise it in 2027. You didn't raise it in 2028, but now it's 2029. All right, I'll let you raise my fee now. Give a good product, and this is what it costs for it.
Just one quick thing to piggyback off of that. Yes, they're not going to remember, they didn't raise the price on me because or whatever. But if you don't increase your prices, then all of a sudden, let's say you're losing money, then to recoup that, you're going to have to increase it by more.
Yes.
As a form to course correct.
To catch up.
And then all of a sudden they have sticker shock.
Yeah.
So it is almost better to increase the prices smaller at an incremental level. And that way you can stay on top of things. You're not overcorrecting or undercorrecting. Okay. And that's why we tell people, that's why we offer things like monthly accounting.
We do offer to try to smooth it out. But in the same note, just because fuel prices are high, let me put a fuel charge on here for that. Whether you're a delivery person or whatnot, give me the fuel charge. The problem with that is when the prices start coming down, they want that fuel charge to go away. If you just look at your overall costs and try to keep it smooth and steady, then you'll give a better experience to your customer overall and not have to give that money back at the end, because that's now how you operate. They don't know if we added 15 new light bulbs in the basement and our electric bill went up. They only want to know, okay, are you making enough money to survive? They don't want you to rip them off, but they want to pay good money for good product. And the only way you can give a good product, there's a couple ways. You can work 150 hours a week, which is hard to do, or you get the staff in there that can provide the good service and answer the phone calls and finish the work so that everybody's happy.
Perfect. Thank you, Pierre.
You've been listening to Kaizen Time, part of the Blood, Sweat, and Business podcast. If you like what you heard, subscribe and leave a 5-star review. This podcast has been brought to you by Kaizen CPAs Plus Advisors, providing advisory and accounting services to help you grow your business. Learn more at kaizencpas.com or email us at bsb@kaizencpas.com.